left here towards Blackjack Road. Going around 6 miles, you've got Chestnut Mountain Resort. It's the skiing resort we have during the winter. Lots of other fun rides and activities to do the rest of the year. You have some great views as they overlook the Mississippi River. Big brick building here on the left on the corner. This was an old brewery from the 1800s. When the next owners got it, they found there was tunnels dug under the building into the hillside. That's where they stored their product to keep it cool.
A lot of old hotels. Artist Annex. Road closed in the east.
As we travel through our historic district, you'll notice we don't have a lot of flat land. But fortunately, we have a lot of limestone. We use that in a bunch of different landscaping and gardening projects, like many of the homes here. House here on our left, a brick on the top, stone on the bottom. That would have been a miner's cottage in the 1800s. Give you an idea of the size of homes that some of them lived in.
Church on the right.
Off to our right, this is Galena's oldest cemetery. We call this one the Old City Cemetery. Gravestones dating back to the late 1820s. House here on the left. Notice there's a plaque in the front yard. It says 1852. See plaques like this on several homes throughout town. But the Historical Alliance will go back through, do some research on your home, find out what year it was built, who it was built for, and what the occupation of the original owner was. So you see there's 3 houses here in a row on the left that have one down at the bottom they built on the right. You'll see them on several homes throughout town.
I like this one.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Your state finalist for
That was in football, in high school football. Brick building here on the right. This was originally a German Methodist church. They would hold services upstairs. They'd pull the carriages in down below to keep them out of the elements. That's an apartment building now. We're going to go around the corner here to the right. As we do, if you look all the way over to the other hillside to the left, towards the top of the tree line, you'll see a white building with a brown roof. And just below that in the clearing, about 3/4 of the way up the hillside, you can see that 30-foot tall gravestone that we saw earlier. She would have lived down on Bench Street. That's a couple streets down from here. She could see that monument from her front porch.
Yeah.
And if you keep looking to the left, this is the old Hellman house, built around 1898 for John Hellman, who was a merchant on Main Street. We're actually looking at the back of the home here. We'll see the front later on in the tour, but another family to live there was the Leo Allen family. He was the one that was instrumental in getting the floodgates into town. And off to our right, this is Miss Murphy's bed and breakfast. But at one time it was the home of Dr. Edward Kiddo. He was a doctor during the Civil War, served under Grant, but he's credited with saving many lives, as he was one of the first when he performed his surgeries during the war to use sterile equipment.
It's relevant to your profession.
Robot.
If you look off to the right, you see Galena even has its own dinosaur in Tin Man. House here on the right from 1860 to 1861 is the home of U.S. Grant and his family. It's when Grant moved to Galena to work at his father's leather goods shop, which was down on Main Street. He made $600 a year at the leather goods shop, and he paid $100 a year rent to live in that home. He lived there until he left for the Civil War.
St. Matthew Lutheran Church.
Off to our right, that's the Galena Inn. There's a balcony on the second level. On that balcony in 1869, Grant gave his farewell speech to the residents of Galena as he was leaving for the White House.
Building right on the right.
Straight ahead of us here, there's a big concrete barrier. On the other side of that barrier, around 190 steps. That'll take you all the way down to Main Street.
Yeah.
We call these ones the old high school steps. We call them that because the old school's down here to the right. So if you went to school up here, you lived down around Main Street or on the other side of the river, you would have to climb those steps every day to go to school.
Oh, wow.
You go to school here.
The steps that we were looking
Artisan
at.
Studio and Gallery. Harvard
Old school
College.
here on the right, built in 1906. We used it up until the early 1980s. Since then, it's been refurbished into some luxury lofts or condos. And the leaves are off the trees. I get great views of downtown Galena from up here.
Linmar Gardens Private.
Galing.